so exciting.
This is so exciting. It is such a trip to have you back in the building. We met in this building.
We did.
We started the same year, 2001, at Saturday Night Live.
Yes, right.
We
Right
were in the
after
same
9/11.
class, right
We were in
after
the same
9/11.
class, yeah.
And I feel like people who come together at SNL are always sort of intensely close, but I think the fact that we started days before 9/11 made us even closer.
Time.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was a tricky time to work in comedy.
My God,
And I was saying about this earlier, you're one of my favorite people to be around is terms of when you have to write, because you are a brilliant writer who is very honest about how hard it is and how much you hate it.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
It's a horrible nightmare.
Yeah.
It's like a hard turd. Every time you sit down to write something, it's like living a nightmare over and over. And by the way, I'm so grateful to be doing it. I don't mean to sound like,
But because I think we were saying there's some writers who, they're very confident, they walk down the halls, and you're like, what do you got tonight? And they're like, I got a couple really good ideas. Whereas every time I asked you, you'd be like, y'all, I got nothing.
That's horrible.
I do want to prove how little that was true. These are some of the franchises you wrote. There she is. There's
Polar is Caitlin.
Personal favorite of mine. There's Bronx Beat.
Oh, Bronx Beat.
Yeah.
The world's gonna blow up.
The world's gonna blow up. Donatella.
Oh, God. Look at Horatio.
Horatio is Elton John.
Elton John.
I can't believe he didn't get to play Elton John in that movie they made.
Why didn't he?
Come on.
I thought the same thing.
And then, of course, you.
Oh, my God. Oprah's favorite things. The studio blew up.
The studio blew up. And then you wrote a less popular, I think, in the annals of SNL.
It delighted like 4 people.
It delighted for Billy Bob Thornton, which I think was our 4th or 5th show.
Yes.
And it was called Fenced In Area.
Fenced In
and
Area.
There I am on the same night that I gave Blake Shelton for having a mullet. There I am.
I want you to have this hair in real life. I'm so attracted to you in this.
Thank you.
With this look.
This is a very specific kind of sketch that you wrote.
Yes.
You're from North Carolina. You were enamored by this world. You wrote on King of the Hill.
Yes.
Explain real quick the premise behind Fenced In Area, because it is as small an idea.
It's a wisp of a concept. It barely clung to the paper as I was writing. But Billy Bob fenced in an area in his backyard that was about as big as this little stage-a-roo thing. And then he had big dreams about what he was going to do with it. Meaning I might put a pool in there. I might buy some Rottweilers, put them in there. And then, so it was ruining his life. So then Seth was his little brother who showed up to say, please come inside and stop drinking beer and staring at your fenced-in area. And he had this beautiful mullet, and he was saying, let's go key Jeff Turner's four-wheeler.
And this is a true story. When Billy Bob Thornton was on this show a couple years ago, I had not seen him, 16 years I had not seen him. And I walked into his dressing room and he went, Fenced In Area. So it landed with him.
Yes. Well, I love him. Oh, my God. He's...
Bless the Hearts is similar to this world, yes?
Yes.
And is this inspired by where you came from and the people you knew?
Yeah, it's all about my hometown. Everything I write secretly takes place in the South, which you know that. Even if it's not the South, in my mind it's the South. And it also might be in the 80s, the 1980s. But in the vein of my Southern obsession, Bless the Hearts is this Billy Bob character. It's my hometown, and it's people I grew up with, and it's sort of like a King of the Hill that takes place in North Carolina with female leads, let's say. Yeah,
because you have, and some of the voices of people heard in the clips, that's Kristen Wiig, Maya Rudolph, the incredibly talented Jillian Bell, Ike Barinholtz.
Yep.
And it must be so fun to know that you have these people whose voices over the years you've come to learn so well.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's a delight writing for them because it's just like family. It's like our twin language. Anyone from the Groundlings or SNL or whatever, you do speak the same comedic language, and it's it's like orgasmic writing for that. It's just been, I'm the luckiest girl in the world.